Alright guys, the nightmare is real now, and Homelander has finally injected himself with the V1, which means he is now invulnerable to anything. The moment was a huge disappointment for the boys, and I have rarely seen Butcher trying to run away from a situation, but now it seems things have gone way too far and defeating Homelander might be beyond their reach. But wait, are we being a little too pessimistic? Sure, Homelander has taken the dose and shot lasers through his eyes into the night sky like he was announcing his immortality, but maybe we're assuming the worst, because we don't yet know how the V1 will react with his physiology, and by taking it, he might have created his very own Achilles heel. Well, I know that the odds are tipping in his favor, but maybe, just maybe, things will go awry and the boys will manage to kill him after all. So, let's turn the theory wheel and check out the possibilities of what V1 in his body might actually do to him. So what we know till now is that those soups who have the first generation of compound V running in their blood are ageless and cannot be killed off like any other soup. But even among the old soups on whom Dr. Frederick Vaught tried the V1, a very small percentage made it alive, making its success rate extremely low. I know Homelander taking the V1 and exploding would be anticlimactic, but even if it does not kill him, it is not guaranteed that the first iteration of the serum would be compatible for him. Sure, he has Soldier Boy's DNA in his body and probably Stormfront's too. Yes, the theory that Stormfront is actually Homelander's mom is floating around the internet, but what if that ends up being a downside for him? It's possible that since Homelander already has the genes of the soups who had V1, injecting it externally will not have any effect on him. You know, like trying to install the same software update twice on a device that already has it, or like overcharging a battery that's already at 100%. Now at best, nothing changes, but at worst, the battery overheats and gets damaged, right? So there are chances that Homelander's body, which is already running at peak capacity and pumping more V1 into his system, might just end up destabilizing him instead of making him stronger. It's possible that Homelander falls terminally ill over time. We were all thinking, why on earth did Soldier Boy change his mind at the last moment? It's absolutely probable that he knew the V1 will be like an invader in Homelander's physiology, and with the general compound V in his system since the neonatal stage might cause a conflict tear him up from inside. Because as of now, we have no example of what happens when someone who already has compound V in their body takes a shot of the V1, and most importantly, this V1 has been stored for decades. So what are the chances that its potency is intact, or that it has now not turned into something toxic? I mean, it might be a stretch, but it's still an option. I guess another possibility is that Sister Sage double-crossed everyone and somehow convinced Bombsight to swap the V1 for regular compound V, promising him Soldier Boy in return, and what Homelander ideally took is a fake version of it. Maybe Sage engineered this version, which will make Homelander even more unstable, and he loses his mind beyond reason. See, Sister Sage is someone who loves the power of mind and considers it to be a person's strongest weapon, so my wild guess is she's going to have a gala time seeing Homelander spiral into an abyss of madness. But let's say he did get the original V1, and it gives him immortality, but strips him off of his original V and all his other powers, or makes him lose control over him. That's gonna be fun. I guess we'll have an unbeatable Homelander who will slowly fail to target his lasers correctly or fly with the same velocity. But let's flip the idea for one. What do we get then? In that situation, Homelander still has compound V running through his body, and the V1 is simply an extra layer added on top of it, and then technically the soup virus could still work on him, destroying the compound V cells inside him. And once that's gone, all that would remain is the V1, which could finally mean that Homelander loses his powers for good. Not just weakening control, I'm talking about complete annihilation of his powers. The V1 might still keep him from aging and keep him alive, so imagine this. Homelander doesn't die, instead he survives without powers and becomes an immortal man forced to live forever all by himself. And honestly, that might be the perfect punishment for him, especially after we saw Bombsight literally warning how immortality is more of a curse than a gift. Watching everyone around you die while you keep existing sounds terrifying enough already, but for someone like Homelander who thrives on power and attention, that fate could be worse than death itself. Talking of Bombsight, there's another interesting thing to note. When Soldier Boy used his radiation blast on him to remove his powers, he had that V1 in his pocket, which means that along with the blue serum in Bombsight's body, the one in his pocket too has lost its potential. Sure, it was encased and its full effect might not have been taken away by Soldier Boy, but a part of it that can definitely happen. And Homelander injected a faulty or incomplete dose of V1, which may F up his physiology instead of giving him immortality. But for the sake of argument, let's say he got the correct V1 and that it aligns with his cellular structure and just enhances the compound V in him, making him indescribably stronger. Even then, there are certain ways to kill him, and we actually have a brand new video on that. Do check it out if you haven't yet. Alright guys, that's all for today. The possibilities of what the V1 might do to Homelander are probably endless, but these just happen to be on the top of my head. Do jump in the comment section and share your thoughts with us if you liked this video. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.